Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nontobeko and I am so glad that you stopped by. Oh my god, it's been a while. Where do I start? It's been a ride. I remember when I started this channel, I was in good spirits. I had the whole thing planned out. I was like in it and I was very excited, particularly because this is something that I am passionate about, something that I am eagerly wanting to bring awareness to, which is mental illness and mental health and all of that stuff. And I was like I was challenging myself to be consistent, at least post one video a week. I know I just did like 5, but still it was a lot. So and then life happened, so the excitement kind of died down after the last video. And by excitement I mean the eagerness. I started feeling all the feels that I felt prior to me even doing this. Remember, to put yourself out there like this, to say, hi, my name is Nontobeko and hi, my name is Nontobeko and I have a mental illness. It's not something that happens every day, and it's not something that is easy, and there's a lot that comes with it. There's judgment, there's stigma, there is labels, there is this. But I was like, you know what, I've been wanting to do this and I'm gonna do this and I'm doing this, and I went for it. But then when my one foot was deeply in and when I was about to put the second foot in, then it became very difficult. I started feeling scared, I started feeling overwhelmed, I started feeling like I was unnecessary, like what I was doing was really unnecessary. And I was like, you know what, maybe I should just put a pause. But being the person that I am, I'm somebody that's very hard on themselves. I'm very hard on myself, and it's hard for me to accept can't, you know? It's hard for me to accept that I failed. It's hard for me to accept that it didn't work the way it was. And so it was a lot. That's one part of it. And then there was work. I'll tell the whole story and how it is and what and on another episode. But work started giving me anxiety. To be quite honest, like right now at this moment, like I'm not happy. I was watching a video this morning of a guy talking about how they resigned, how they were not being true to themselves, and they finally just took the faith and resigned, and how happy and fulfilled they are, and all of that. And even before me watching that, I was having convictions within myself to say, Ish, am I really scared of not having money to pay the bills? Am I not fully trusting myself and my abilities to be able to maintain and sustain my life even after my job? So I was having those conversations with myself, and then I stumbled on this video, and this guy, he went in. Like, he really went in. It was kind of like something that I was meant to see. So honestly, I am not happy, but I'm not mentally at a point where I can make drastic decisions like, you know, I'm going to take a 1-year sabbatical and, you know, I'm not that privileged or whatever. I'm not. So work started giving me anxieties. Like I would be so scared. Like there would be emails that would make me feel jumpy, and I would feel like the world was closing in on me, like I was incompetent. I started asking myself, questioning my abilities, my competence, and things that I know that I can do, things that I can do with my eyes closed. But because of forces outside of me, I found myself going towards a direction of seeing myself like a stranger, if there's a thing like that. Like I was, you know, when you're sure about yourself, like, you know what, I'm sure, like, you know, girl's pretty, look at me, like, you know. And then you go down to a point of like, I don't know, maybe, you know. And I'm never in between, kind of, I'm in or out. I know what I know, and I don't know what I don't know. So to be in a position where I am uncertain, it really it takes so much away from me. And life had to move on. So day in, day out, I was very unhappy, very doubtful of myself and my abilities. I was very stressed. But my stress was not manifesting in the type of stress where it's quiet and sad, excuse me, and just questioning my existence and falling into depression. It was the kind of me resisting the call from deep inside of me, wanting us to have this conversation. So when you're resisting something that's supposed to happen, it then creates this tension within yourself. And also because while outside yourself you are not happy, then it becomes just something else. And it was a mess. I remember attempting to make a video about self-love, and in the middle of that tape, right, in the middle of that filming, I stopped and I was like, are you really going to talk about this when you are in such a state with your life? Let's rather not. Because I was all like, okay, it's February, it's the month of love, everybody is you know, the mood is like red roses are red, violets are blue, I love you and you love me too type thing. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go in. But I tried, it just didn't work. And then after that, as I was feeling my feels, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do like a Dear Diary series to say, okay, today is Monday, I woke up, this is how I'm feeling, and you know, like take myself through it, but on camera, so that I allow and open myself to a community of people to let in. Because one of my struggles is letting people in. One of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel, okay, there are a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is that I wanted to allow myself to let the world in and not live so bottled up within myself. So I tried, y'all. I tried, but it just was not working. I remember this one time I set up everything and I was like, yeah, what, I'm going to, and I was feeling very down, but I had ice cream, I had an apple, there was a dove on my windowsill. So I love feathers and birds and all of those things. So for me it was good omen. So like, I think this is a sign I need to do this. So I set up everything and I'm like, didn't work. My face was not looking right, my eyes were red, my face was, I was just not myself. I was slowly losing me, but refusing to acknowledge, sit, talk, listen, and pay attention to myself. I was like, nope, life has to move on. I'm not gonna do this now. Let's just go. And it eats up on you, hey? It eats you up. And then my mom came, and I'm like, okay, my mom and I's relationship, prior to her coming and me realizing how much I really missed my mom and how much she means to me, and I don't want to cry, and the strength that she has and everything that she's been through and the woman that she is, the relationship, because it was clouded by so many layers, there was just layers and layers and layers and layers, so our relationship was kind of tricky. But then she phoned me and she told me that she was gonna come the next day. Come? Where are you coming to? She's like, I'm coming there and I'm gonna sleep by your house. And I cannot explain or express how much joy my heart felt. Like I was swelling inside with joy, and there was this sense of love, of, you know, like, how did she know that I needed her? Because even I didn't know that I needed her, you know. And I was just so happy, and I couldn't wait for her to come. And she came, I cooked for her. It was not the best meal, but I tried, and we ate and we bonded and we spoke and we caught up. I didn't tell her about what was going on in my life, and like at the time, and because she doesn't understand this mental illness thing, but I know she loves me. Maybe she does, I've just never given her a chance to tell me her side of the story. But yeah, we slept together, man. I think we slept at 2 in the morning because we just had so much to talk about. You know, we were not talking about one thing. We were talking about a lot of things, like old friends that are meeting after 30 years. It made me feel so happy, and it sort of, I think because I got a chance to tell her about one incident that happened to me last year that I wished I could have shared it with her, but because there was just so much going on, I didn't get a chance to, and I felt like even if I did try, she was just not in a state to even entertain that. So me opening up to her and seeing her look at me and the expression on her face, and it made me feel heard, it made me feel validated, it made me feel loved, it made me feel like I met her, you know. And yeah, I love you, Mom. I really do. And she left. Well, she left my place. She went on to do her business and whatever, and I was like, life is good. I was pumped up at least for that. I'm filming at the parking lot, and there's a main road sort of thing here, so excuse the car noises. And so when Mommy left, I was like, I've got this. And then I tried, and that didn't last long. And then the weekend after that, my brothers came, my little brother. And I'm like, whoa. And we had so much fun. We went to swim, we played on slides. We were like little kids. We went to the beach, we spoke, we bonded, we drove. When he drove me, and you know, it was just beautiful. I know that I'm going on and on, but I'm just trying to bring you in. And yeah, it was nice. I that reminded me of myself, you know, and how happy being out, the ocean, swimming, playing. We went to watch dolphins. We went to the aquarium. It was everything that I love doing, and I really enjoyed that. And then we left. And I think because I had dragged this whole I don't want to talk to you type thing, me to me, it ended up being a matter of I'm not asking you, but I need to talk to you. So I started having terrible palpitations. My heart would race. I would be literally gasping for air out of nowhere. Like I would just be sitting and minding my own business and working, and then my chest would just close up. And that's one of the signs that I know something's not right, because palpitations are because of anxiety, depression, and all of that. And I'm not lying, but I was on the verge of phoning the hospital to put myself in because of how bad it was. And because I'm the type of person that I am, that no, I'm not going to lose. No, I'm going to make this work. You know, I'm going to practice breathing. I'm going, you know, it went on and on and on and on and on. And I had given up on a lot of things. I was not interested in anything. I was losing weight. Well, I have lost a lot of weight. Not that I have a lot, but you know, the little that I had, my bum is just quarter to finish. But okay. And then yesterday was Tuesday. I got back from work, did the usual, had a bath. I tried to watch TV. Oh no, I'm lying. On Monday, got home, did everything that I do, like normal things, put my bag, change my clothes, have a bath, eat, you know, and I was trying to watch TV, and I just couldn't concentrate. No matter how much I tried. Like I have things that I'm not a TV person, but I watch TV. Investigation program 2 at 5, and then at 6 that I watch, 5 to 6 that I watch, and I love it. It's like my thing. So when I come back from work, it's one of those things that really just plugs me off work and just brings me into something, because I love investigation journalism, I love investigations, I love crime things, I love, you know, it's one of the things that really excite me. So I love that, so I watch it. And then I tried to watch it, and when I switched off the TV, I do that. And then I took ice cubes, and I ate ice cubes. I eat ice cubes all the time. I chew ice cubes, and it's one of those guilty pleasures. I did that. Instead of it giving me the satisfaction that it usually gives me, I just started to shiver. I was shivering. And then I'm like, no, but I just had a bath, the house is not cold, the candles were lit. I switched off the TV again to distract how I was feeling. And then I was watching TV, I just couldn't concentrate. And I was like, hey, you know what? There's just too much tension. I can't speak. There's too much tension within myself. I can't do this. Let me just rather leave it. Yesterday when I got back from work, routine, came back, put my bag, had a bath, and tried to watch TV. Took the phone, went to bed, tried to sleep. Sleep didn't come. Okay. Sleep didn't come. So I went onto YouTube and I was just scrolling through, and then I came across a guided meditation video. So here's the thing, my therapist has been trying to get me to meditate for the longest time, but I just can't bring myself to do it. When I think I'm afraid of this, I was afraid, or still am, I don't know, I'm not sure, of the silence, because when you meditate, everything is quiet, everything is like silent, and you can literally hear every single thing. You're aware of air coming in and out of your lungs, the sensation that your fingers make, your toes, you become so aware. And I think that scares me in a way, because every time I would attempt to meditate, I end up crying. And it would be something that I just avoid altogether. But then I found this, and it was a topic of something that interests me, obviously, so I gave it a try. So it says, lie on your back, put a pillow under your legs, and relax. And then I drifted. I think before I could get halfway through, I started to cry. And I cried for all the days that I have been avoiding myself. I cried for all the days that I was feeling shitty, where I felt like I was not worth it, that I felt unloved, that I felt incompetent, that I felt all of these things. Like, I just let it all out. I just cried. I cried for hours, and then I stopped. And I'm like, okay, we're done crying. Let's move on. Then I tried to sleep. Sleep didn't come. So I went into Instagram again, just scrolling through, and then I stumbled onto somebody else's page of something that I have also been burying very deep inside myself. Like, grief is something very personal, and we grieve differently. And I had gotten to a point where I don't let myself do it as much as maybe I'm supposed to, because it makes me feel weak. I know what you're probably thinking, but that's just me. So I would let it hit, but then I would limit it. Like, okay, no, it's fine now, you can leave. But then yesterday, or early hours of this morning, I couldn't stop it. And all these emotions and it were just flowing through me. And it was kind of like something from the crown of my head coming off right through the soles of my feet. And it was a beautiful yet painful feeling. I don't know how to describe it. I had terrible neck pains over here days prior, but after that, I'm not even lying to you, I felt so much lighter, so much alive, and I felt that, I don't need to be validated. I don't need to doubt myself. I don't need to be told of who and what and all of that about myself. I know myself. I'm sure about myself, and my feelings are valid. I don't need to have something for me to feel that what I'm feeling is it, or it's not it, or whatever. And I am me, and that is enough. I am what I am, and that's just that. I'm myself before the world can claim me, before the world can tell me who I am. And that's what I have lived with forever, since I started discovering the voice and the woman that I really am inside. And so I woke up this morning. I slept, I think, after 3, 4, I don't know. I slept for like 3 hours, if you call that sleep. And when I woke up, my body was very heavy. And then I had a bath, and then I got dressed. And then I was like, today is actually the perfect day for me to film, because I'm feeling so energetic. I'm feeling so alive. I'm not even feeling sleepy. I'm feeling sexy-ish. I'm gonna take a full picture of myself. I'm feeling sexy. I'm feeling glowy, and I'm feeling good. So let me just do an update for myself, and for whoever's feeling crappy, that you can come out of it, that mental illness is real, and when you're mentally unwell, everything else fades. And it's bad that life sometimes takes over us, that we neglect ourselves. It's bad that I allowed situations at work and this to take over Nontobeko, because when those things happened, I was not fully present in being me. And that's bad. So I apologize, Nontobeko, for ignoring you once again, because life will not let us regret. And I appreciate all the love and support that I've gotten from my friends and my friends turned family, and my people, yourselves. I appreciate the support. I appreciate y'all not giving up on me, and for just being there for me when I don't even know myself that I need you. Thank you. Don't do it just for me, do it for other people too. And I hope that I can put it forward. So this is me saying that I'm back, and let's do this again. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you take a leaf out of this tree that I just brought to you, and take something out of it. Life is not perfect. Life is difficult for all of us. Life is deep. Healing is not linear. Nothing is as straightforward or black and out. It's so much happens. But I think what I'm taking away from this is, I cannot be me if I'm not fully present within me, and I can't give off my best if I'm not best. I'm not being my best to myself. So I'm not promising that this is not going to happen again, but I do promise that I will respond to it better. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a beautiful, beautiful day.